as promised,
Yes.
we're going to continue the conversation on fun ways of protecting your energy.
Yeah. In like the less traditional ways.
Yeah, in the less traditional ways, and some fun ways that are really like close to us, like that we actually use all the time.
Absolutely.
And they're a really big piece of reclaiming magic, I think.
I agree.
So we'll just dive right into that.
Get into it.
Everyone's, what are you expecting us to say?
I know.
Probably what you're expecting us to say is what we're going to say. Yes, talking about menstrual blood as such an offering to the earth and a way of connecting our DNA and our energy. Like, it's the most powerful substance that exists on the planet, full of our DNA and life force energy. And that is like such a great way of protecting your space.
I agree. I mean, and we'll talk deeper in the future about like reclaiming the magic of having a cycle.
Yeah.
And the magic of, I suppose, honoring our blood cycle and not being, annoyed or disgusted and all those things that happen societally, right? But that's a whole other conversation.
Yes, that's a little bit conversation.
When it comes to what we have been given as women, as the energetic protectors of the family and our homes, our blood was given to us to be able to use for this purpose, among other purposes, but available to us to use. So, there's lots of ways to use your mind to consider how to, collect. The first question I always get when I talk about this is, well, how do you collect blood? Well, there's lots of ways now because there's many options with menstrual cups. So very easy.
To me, that's the easiest. Yeah, that's what I prefer to use.
Same.
Though with also leaning into period underwear a little bit more often in some parts of the cycle, I find, we'll just get right technical, but the soaking water, like I usually have a basin where I can then soak, and then that becomes water that I can offer to the earth instead of having it right in the deep cup. So you get a bigger quantity.
Yeah.
Because it's like the washing water.
Yeah. And you can water your plants. And like there's not, like with the dilution, it can be very beautiful to offer your own plants if you don't have a backyard available. These are kind of your protectors in your home, these living things. So can honor the earth by doing that. But I find I always do save mine and I use it not like every month or all the time, but if I don't use it that month, I will offer it somewhere special and sacred. But if I need it, then I definitely have that available. And I have even taken it to perform a ritual or to provide help in other people's that I love properties that I want to protect, that it's not available to them.
This property has definitely been host to some offerings of Leanne's history. We do a lot of work here.
Yeah.
She loves me. So this land holds her as well.
Yeah.
So yes, there's a lot of magic you can do with that life force energy and blood, but specifically talking about the protection piece.
That's right.
I have a little like portal on the property, and a portal just is a power point of energy, and it's a portal that's been created. So I dug a shaped hole in the ground, lined it with stones, and this becomes a place of offering down to the Mother Earth. And when we do ceremony and ritual, people can go and put things there, but I'll often ask for protection for the property, for myself, and for everybody I love, and offer my blood there. And then I have these two amazing maple trees that I consider the guardians and the protectors of the front-facing realm of this home. It kind of feels like the gateway between home and the outside world, and I offer to those trees as well.
I have a tree at home as well. That's where I go to do my magical work and to ask for protection. And when I moved into my home, I went around and did the four corners, so east, west, south, east, west, south. What am I? North.
Property as well, like really diluted it in water, and then other just kind of go around with something like I've used like a flower before just to dip kind of.
Yes,
It feels very churchy though, because remember, I
Yes.
don't know if you ever went to a church where they like throw like holy water.
Only when I've
That's
done.
kind of what it feels like.
I've been to a lot of funerals, and so yes, I have seen that, and I love that.
Yeah, I love that part too. Like,
Yeah.
going around. So definitely do that, and I'll refresh that protection. At times when it feels like it's really needed, like if there is something shaky happening in my world, or at least, think around solstices.
Yeah.
It feels like a good time to really do that.
Yeah. And I always put it around my bees.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And I always like talk to them and tell them that I'm like protecting them. Because to me, it is like, if this is Mother Earth that we are living on, and she is the mother energy, that is the greatest offering to give back, is like my DNA back into the earth. Exactly. To hold me.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that feels really right. And it feels very sacred and old, and it feels good to talk about it, because I feel like lots of women want to or do these practices, but it doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah, and then lives in this taboo realm, like the shadow realm, where, yeah, sometimes things have more power because they're hidden and there is something there, but I don't think this is one of those situations. I think this is people remembering first needs to be talked about. And so to me, menstrual blood is a sacred substance, quite a lot like breast milk. So whenever I had breast milk that I pumped, it was like unimaginable for me to think about putting it down a toilet or a sink.
No.
It's like, no. Because it's like life force energy made into a liquid. It's so sacred. So I never dumped or threw away breast milk. And I feel the same way about the blood.
Yeah, I do too.
Other than the little bit like just naturally washes away in the water,
Yeah.
or in the bath or the shower or something every period. I don't just I treat it as sacred because it's sacred, and it gets offered in a sacred way. Because
Well, also, a lot of times our cycles line up with the moon cycles. So I feel like each bleed cycle has that energy of that specific moon that you are bleeding with, be it the new or the full or even first or last quarter, all have like significant meaning. So if you're channeling in that energy into your body, which as we know we do, and it is like being held in the blood, then that blood is extra sacred.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to keep it to use it for something specific.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like we can also chat more at some point about all the other ways of using it. Like it's full of stem cells.
Yes, yeah.
We are wanting to focus on the
We're gonna
tune in. We're gonna focus
tiny steps
Sections.
toward out the uses of blood.
Yeah. So yes, I agree that that's why it's powerful, because it is us.
Yeah.
And then we're able to connect to the earth and the protective qualities there, and we're making a real offering. It's something that matters. It's something that's very personal, which is what makes it so powerful.
I agree. And then other things, a few other fun pieces to talk about. We were talking about before we started recording, using graveyard dirt,
Oh yeah, I love this one.
which is like, I feel so powerful, like when I have that available to me. And I do have a couple places I like to collect that are mine, my family. And you can go to any graveyard, just maybe don't get caught. I don't know exactly how it works.
See, we don't have graveyards really as part of my world. I think
Right.
there's I guess there's my grandparents' grave in London. I could probably make a trip there at some point. But to the point where I know that you've got some really powerful protective ancestors. Like I've borrowed some of Leanne's family's graveyard dirt before. So you're the expert on this one.
Yes, nothing like a really strong, angry woman holding like generations and generations of female trauma to really protect you. So I have my great grandmother. All my family are buried, although cremated now, in the Flat Rock Cemetery in Newfoundland. And the last time we were talking about this story, 'cause I love it. The last time I was there, I needed to needed a little bit more graveyard dirt. I had to go down for a funeral in the summer, and I was there alone, so I didn't have anybody to really, be my teammate to go. I didn't have a car either because I had gone. My family picked me up, So I had to think to myself, okay, well, how I'm going to ask my family, who I have not really fully, I think they know what I am, but I'm not sure they fully understand it, although they're all witchy in their own ways without saying it. There's a strong Catholic undertone. I think there's a bit of fear of that. So I had to say, okay, guys, like my aunt and my uncle, and have a really important request, and I just need you to just do this for me and not ask too many questions. And they were like, okay. And I was like, okay, I want to go, and I want to go to Grandma Mary's graveyard tomorrow, or her plot tomorrow, and I want to take some dirt to take home. And they were like, okay, why? And I said, well, it's really protective and I need to take some home. So I have it with me. I have some from the last time. And they looked at each other and then they were like, okay, I'll go get a Ziploc bag and let's smile. Go Kenny was like, I'll go to the garage, I'll get a little shovel and we'll get it all packed. And of course, the next day we went and my cousin came with me and they stood there and watched and talked to me. And my Uncle Kenny brought a stone from the beach so he could offer back to her, which I thought was really beautiful because he's like, if we're taking something,
There's that intuition,
right?
for reciprocity.
That's right. If we're taking something, we should leave something. And I was like, absolutely. And I left some tobacco from my emergency cigarettes that I don't really smoke, but sometimes you have to. So I had those. So but some of my emergency cigarettes. So she loved to smoke. So
Oh,
she always
she
held
often
that pipe.
makes a good offer.
That's what my aunt said. She'd love that.
Yeah.
So that feels good. And I keep that by my bed. And then anytime I need a little extra, like if I want to call, and this is, of course, a great segue, if I want to call in that help that feels like deeply ancestral, I will use that to be like, I need that extra bit of protection.
Love that.
But like you said, we don't need any of those things.
Yes, we did want to talk about that.
Yes.
That ultimately, all of these things are tools, and there are a lot of beautiful tools. Oh, before we get all the way there, one more thing I want to talk about. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I often will have this a hagstone, which I don't know, you probably can't see, but it is a stone from the beach that has a hole worn through it by the water, by a little bit of sand. Probably takes, I can't even fathom how long it takes for that to happen. Like,
I wouldn't even.
no, this stone has existed on the earth far longer than any of us. And over the time and through those little, this one's really cool because you have a double lid.
I love it.
You can see through both
Yeah.
ways. It's just unfathomable to me how long it takes for this little bit of sand and debris to like make its way through a stone and slowly wear a complete hole through it. And these are traditionally protection stones that were meant to protect the home from like spirits, bad dreams.
That's right.
Yeah, and they were given witches would give them to each other too as protection. So it was that the energy of water to wear through something that which seems solid is very representative of being able to see through the veil to the truth. And it's beyond illusion. So I don't know, I always feel just being so close to the lake and having such a connection, this feels like such a sacred thing to find.
Yes.
And to have, and I've given them to people who are going through stuff and need that little. Feels like the energy in which you give something, it really makes a difference too. Which you had a story about that with the guy and the head.
Yeah. Well, I have given them to people to help protect them, especially people who I really love. And I do have one, beside my bed. Yeah. And this actually, this is good. Now my Gemini brain. It's like, I have a couple things I want to say, because I was looking at your hair too. Hair is also, like a piece of hair is also very protective, right? To make a little amulet or something with hair. And you see this in like lots of cultures where hair is woven into jewelry or dolls or scarves or whatever, because this is also such a sacred piece of us. And I was thinking about that and the work that we do when we're using our hair, using our blood, or how that connects us to others. And we have not to keep saying we have lots to talk about, but there is going to be a lot to talk about in that way, especially when it comes to intimacy and friendships and relationships. But the hagstone piece, I think about, I had a man that I met who, he came to ask me a question because he had been given hagstones from someone who he had as a friend, but this person had more feelings towards him than he had towards them. And he felt like that perhaps luck was kind of changed, even though we know that we are fully in control, yet these are powerful and magical tools. And when we're putting intention and power into something, it does become, very specifically charged. And if you are unaware, you could change the energy of someone else without maybe fully realizing it or perhaps realizing it.
Yes.
So I guess what I would offer is, if you were given a gift or if you did have a relationship where you were given something from nature, from another person, and you felt as though you wanted to maybe remove that energy from your space, I would always offer back to earth, which was my suggestion. So always offer back to earth or fire. So same like, things that are made with, in intention with hair or with anything like that. It's like offer back to, yeah.
And then that does segue nicely into all of these things are tools, but tools are only useful insofar as they're focusing intentions, right? And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about magic. It's just using the natural elements and the energies that are available to all and focusing them with a particular intent. And there are powerful ways of doing that, and tools really do help because they ritualize and we are partially physical beings. So having something physical that we work with helps us to like ground our intention. But ultimately, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, and we don't need any particular tool in order to call upon protection, have cleansing, reclaim our energy. All of it is available to us in every given moment. So a nice little like way of making sure if you do receive something from somebody, be like in your mind, thank you to the outside world. And then in your mind, I received the energy that for my highest good. And if it's in the highest alignment for the greatest good for all. And also a beautiful way to protect yourself if you're offering something to someone is to keep that in mind as well. I offer this to you with the intention of love to the degree that it serves your highest good and is in the highest alignment with the greatest good for all. That little catchphrase alone helps to like prevent so much karmic baggage and bullshit, because we talk about the law of threes. I make sure River knows this all the time. It's like if you intend something with harm, that energy you're creating is coming back to you threefold. But if you're offering with love and pure intention, that also gets amplified and offers back to you threefold. So the way to protect yourself is also to make sure that you're pure in intent and aren't giving somebody something to try to manipulate their energies, because that's like not playing in the light.
No. Even if you think it is.
Even if you think it is.
And I will say before we wrap, we're talking about our blood, which is a beautiful life force energy that we've been given as women. But if you are not leading, or you're outside your cycle, or you're a man, you can walk around your property and ask for the energy of the light force of your ancestors to protect you and to ground that, like put your hands on the earth, hold the earth, and ask for that to be channeled through you. You don't have to use lead, although like, we cut it on your little buddy. It feels good to use it when it's available, but it doesn't mean that you don't have that energetically through you, be it however, asking. I ask my ancestors and life force of their heart and their blood to protect me and protect my space as I hold the earth.
Yeah.
Right?
And if you're wanting to still share DNA with the earth as an offering, your saliva
Absolutely
is an offering. So when we're like out gathering sometimes, because yes, menstrual blood can be a great protection because you're offering something in return for asking for protection, but at the same time it's an offering for receiving something. So if we're gathering out in the woods and gathering white pine or gathering cedar or whatever it is, making that offering of life force for life force is beautiful. But using a little bit of your spit to rub on the tree, you're offering to the earth as well. Like, so you're doing the same thing where it's like your DNA is connecting and communicating with the earth and the mycelium there, and then the earth knows you.
And that's when you could pull a hair.
Exactly.
And put it there. And that's what I would do if I didn't have the other available.
Yeah. Something that's of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Which also is like, why? And oh god, there was some movie that I saw and I was like, oh my god, it's so fascinating. the opening scene was the guy clipping his nails, but he was putting them all in a jar, and then you see this like massive jar of nail clippings.
Oh my gosh.
Because really, and that landed for me because I use a Rife machine. I have like a Spooky too, and you use the fingernails of the person you're working on to put in the machine, and it can quantum connect with the DNA and the particular resonant frequency of that person's DNA to do good. And myself, like I'm on the machine right now. So when you know that you can use a fingernail clipping to quantum connect somebody's resonant DNA frequency, it's like that then becomes not something that you just
That's right.
willy-nilly let go. When I get my hair cut, I bring my hair home
Yeah.
with me, you know?
As you really should.
You know, we don't leave it to go.
Yeah.
Even the last time, I think I forgot. I said I was going to do a thing and I did. I'm like, okay, well, then I said a prayer over the hair that's going somewhere random, but I'll like put that in my garden or
Yes.
put it out with intention. The birds can use it or, you know.
It's like the dog hair, the cat whiskers, which is another fun protection that we were going to talk about, like the folklore of finding a cat whisker and like keeping them because they're good for energy protection, like putting a cat whisker above your door to protect you. It's just like so fun.
Having them while you're traveling.
That's Brad traveled with one in the last week.
Because it's their feelers. It's their intuitive sense. So they're powerful.
That's right.
It's helping them navigate into that unseen. Because it's the sense beyond seeing. Oh my God. You're right. We can go on forever.
I know. We have so much to talk about. I love it too.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.